So, you want to play the game?
Well, good, because you're in luck. Before anything, no money has been earned from this project, it's entirely non-profit, and all rights go to their respective owners. Cool. Welcome to the Atmosfear role-playing game. I'm Jono, I'm from the UK, and I'm an aspiring storyteller. This is something I created as a side project during my days in uni, and lord did it take the pressure off. The music you're hearing right now is from the cancelled Super Nintendo game. The background was created by myself in 2018, and the whole thing has been created in RPGmaker on Steam. A lot of these assets were created in Piskel, but the lucky thing about RPGmaker is that it gives you a lot of assets to work with anyway. Here, you play as a Soul Ranger, you explore the backstories of all the Harbingers, and eventually face off against your worst nightmare. Quick elephant in the room, at the bottom right here is my friend Michael, who introduced me to Atmosfear itself, so you've got him to blame for seeing this. This whole game is packed with Easter eggs that celebrate the series as a whole. For example, here lies a miserable maggot-munching mongrel. Try and say that 3 times fast. And up here, the man of the hour himself,
Baron Samedi.
the artwork in the bottom left, also created by myself. Now, thrilling Baron, as you know, is enough to do this. Stroke his ego a little bit and you can do anything. Or not, he just wants to see the back of us now. Now in here is the crypt, based heavily on the intro to the 2004 DVD game. This essentially acts as the hub for all the Harbingers' backstories. Only 2 of them are really created right now. If they're not, all that exists is their name. But Anniversary, for example, we can enter through here, and it would act as a 3-act structure. At the beginning here, Anniversary's rise to power. Here, the peak of her terror. And finally, being caught by the Gatekeeper. All of the Harbingers' stories have been written, they're just not in the game, but they all work that same way. Now here, at the top, is Sugar. This is my girlfriend's cat. I never intended to show this game to anyone, but it was a nice little Easter egg for myself, voice acting included. Cool, let's return to the top. The only other one that's completed over here is Pharaoh Khufu, my favourite Harbinger. With permission, I borrowed an Egyptian asset pack to create this. I liked this because Khufu's 3-act would be the rise to pharaohhood, becoming the mummy, and eventually being forgotten, and then caught by the Gatekeeper. I like that they all reflect that. This music was included in RPGmaker itself. Only the first act here is complete. Or started, should I say. Start here in the Valley of Kings. In this case, it works as a marketplace. All 6 of these stores are enterable, but there's nothing here yet. I worked on this for about, I want to say, a month and a half, but life caught up to me and I had to stop. But now seems like a better time than any to catch up. Here is Pharaoh Khufu's temple. Not enterable, but they plan to be. I'm just really proud of how this turned out, to be honest. My favourite thing about Atmosfear's lore was the fact that it was all left to the imagination. So there was no real way you could get things wrong. Whatever you imagined, that was correct. Let's return to the top here. And here we are in the crypt. If you've played the game, you know exactly what is lying in the middle here. But let's find out anyway. An engraving reads, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter open the Well of Fears." I plan to change the look of the Well of Fears right now, but being a crypt, it seemed right to put a slab like this in the middle. But what does this say at the back here? Let's find out. Oh boy, what have I gotten myself into? Now, this character sprite was actually included in default RPGmaker. I just thought, it actually looks like Valentin Nazul's Gatekeeper. Do I want to talk to him? Hell no! Would you? Let's get out of here. Unless Baron Samedi has something to say about it. Drat. Peer pressure wins again. Okay. What does he want? Oh. Okay. So we've been entrapped by a gate. Turns out the gatekeeper actually does have gates. And the Endless Void. Call me unadventurous, I don't really want to jump into that, but...
By my rules.
Oh! And the well is gone. But like I say, if you've played any Atmosfear at all, you know exactly where this leads. Hold your nose, we're going in. Magma. Earth. A foul stench. I think I know exactly where we are, but let's find out. See, behind the scenes fact, these levels were actually supposed to be at the end of the game. Beneath the Well of Fears, I mean. It's just, I didn't have a game to put there, so we are right at the end. And there he is himself. You know full well who that is. Again, I don't particularly want to talk to him, but for the sake of the game. Perfect. I had so much fun creating this. It was a nice opportunity to reuse some artwork I did. These icons that you're seeing in the bottom left, for example, I drew those a couple of years back, and it's nice to bring them back to life, pun intended. So, there's not much else to show from there, but this area would act as the boss fight, where you pretty much play out a game of Atmosfear itself. You walk out, rather than rolling the dice and taking turns, you walk around yourself. You team up with the Harbingers, and eventually, the final battle against the Gatekeeper begins. If you've ever played Pokemon, it's very similar to the battle style. There's a similar hallway up this end, but aside from that, a lot of work needs to be done, and that's okay. One of these days I'm going to get back to it, and I will very much enjoy it. It seemed like the perfect time to share this after the 30th anniversary Kickstarter took off. I am so glad that this franchise has attention drawn to it once again. I love Atmosfear, and it's inspired me to be a storyteller of my own, as you could tell. But if you listened this far, just thank you for watching, thank you for giving me your time, and I will see you when I see you. Stay safe.